So having had all that growth, how does it make you feel to go from like being in Ghana, being that kid who like literally grew up near landfills to now having people like Beyoncé, Lori Harvey, Kylie Jenner wear your clothes? Like, how does that make you feel?
Can I be honest?
Be honest.
You don't feel anything.
That is too real.
It is like, have you ever walked past a house that you're like, man, if I had this house, if I had this car in this house, I would be like, yeah, all my haters will know. But it's like the journey and the work that you put in, you don't even remember. Yeah. There's so much growth and there's so much pressure, and you know, there's real things happening to you that you don't even, like, you forget. So you probably need to hire like somebody to remind you, like, oh, do you remember that?
Remember, you were there. Welcome back to #LikeItOrNot. Today we're here bringing you another dose of fashion, culture, and social media because like it or not, it's here to stay. I'm Brianna Kay.
And I'm Kay Easy. This show is just all about celebrating trendsetters, industry trailblazers, people who we feel like are redefining what it means to be bold, authentic, 100% themselves.
Today we've got someone so special. He is the It Girl Whisperer, and he's been dressing the biggest names in the game.
So I want to know, like, what does being an it girl mean to you?
I think to me, it means owning your vibe, knowing who you are, and like being unapologetic about that. Like walking in the room, owning your moment, and just being true to who you are.
Yeah, very unapologetic, very just a person who paves the way for themselves, knows what they want. And I feel like is not afraid to get it. I feel like that's what an it girl is.
Exactly. Kwame, what's an it girl to you?
That's a very big question, to be honest. I feel like it girl is someone that knows what she wants, or they want. Basically, just somebody that has a clear vision for where they want to see themselves and just going after it.
Yes. So like Brianna said, It Girl Whisperer himself, you honestly need no intro. You've designed some of like the It Girls themselves, Beyoncé, Kylie Jenner. We've seen them wear your design. So with no further ado, we have Kwame.
Thank you guys.
So we're so excited. We're going to start off with something fun and lighthearted. So we're going to play a little game that we like to call #LikeItOrNot.
Let's go.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, so you got to be really real for this game. So like, are you brave enough? You got to give your full opinion.
You
#like it,
all right.
#not.
Okay. Tesla robots. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
You like the Tesla robots? Why?
I mean, well, it is 50-50. Can I?
Yeah, explain.
Is it possible to be 50-50? Yeah. So I think I like it because obviously there's just, you know, so many things that, you know, like we don't really have to use humans. Like we don't really have to like get humans to do because obviously robots like are more efficient.
Right.
You know, so that's like one of the, you know, the reasons. And I don't really like it because the idea of somebody or something just like being battery operated, just, you know, in your space that you don't know what it, you know, like someone can program them from like miles away. And they can just, right. Like there's just a wild side to it. So that's why I probably have it a little reservation.
Not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
I'm hoping you'd say jollof rice. Fashionably late.
Fashionably late. What's your thoughts?
This is also 50-50. Because I feel like some people deserve to be fashionably late because they worked hard for it.
What about you?
It actually depends on where I'm going. You know, if it's something that I don't really want to be there and I know that it is something that like I can kind of like I have to be late, else I'll just be too early and I'll look like I'm so eager. Then it makes sense. But then if it's something that like, you know, it's a meeting, and then you know, out of respect, you have to like show up. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Good answer.
Okay, let me pick another one.
We'll do a few more.
Bodysuits. To be honest.
Hold it up.
No. Okay.
You have bodysuits for sale.
I know, but my bodysuits are very different. They're very special because the cut is very, it's like, there's like a double ply in some areas that kind of like, you know, hugs you and, you know, brings out the curves. And it's also very practical. And I kind of use, you know, I've been making clothes for like 17 years now. So I'm very much knowledgeable about fabrics and production. So basically there's a lot of thought that goes into the bodysuits that I make. The reason why I don't like bodysuit is because I feel like people don't want to dress up anymore. They just want to just like wear it and,
it's like too easy.
It's too easy.
It's too easy.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I like easy, but I feel like we should put in a little bit thoughts in our garments, because it would step out. If you go to other parts of the world, like people actually do dress up and they don't have anywhere to go.
Exactly.
They just dress up just walk out of the door. But I feel like, in LA especially, it's just people just like you see the bodysuit and the Nike Air Force and then the Apple
jeans.
Max.
No, I'm a big believer that like you get treated the way you dress. So like I could go 2 places on the same day. If I'm beat one day and with a nice outfit, or I'm wearing like the Nike Air Force, like the treatment
is very different.
Totally
I also don't
different.
believe in like you can't overdress.
No.
I don't think there's such a thing as
No,
overdressing.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No, I think if you're comfortable and you're wearing something that's very flattering, it doesn't really matter. Like you can get the shoe or the dress from like the night before, you still wear it. Because you never know. Definitely not. Ghosting.
Now this answer,
You gotta put it
you
up.
gotta hold the card up. Yeah.
Hold the card up.
Ghosting. I like ghosting. Right.
Okay, you're keeping it real though. I appreciate
I
that.
really like ghosting because sometimes, like I'm from Ghana and, we do that too. So for me, it's like, just like.
It's a Ghanaian thing to ghost.
Have you seen like that meme that I think it was the Simpson that he was just walking into the shrubs?
And then he disappears.
Right.
I like the one where the guy's like this.
Yep.
Right. I just feel like, like you basically just, sometimes you can't be, just saying no or it's just complicated. You got to explain yourself.
Yeah.
But sometimes like you have a reason, like you have, what do you say, like hunch? You have it, and you can't really explain why you don't want to be around that person. Maybe you figure it out later. That, okay, this is
You're
why.
like, okay.
Right. But then it's like, that's where ghosting is, necessary.
So you don't mind ghosting, but have you ever been ghosted?
I mean, everybody has been ghosted. Like, that's the beauty of it. We just got to read between the lines and not,
Exactly.
Yeah. No response is a response. I'm a
very
big believer
much.
on that
Right.
too.
Very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All right. What's next for you?
Jollof rice. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Of course.
Hey, we knew that one.
Wait, but who has the best jollof rice? Like, be real. Like, unbiased. Can you?
Yeah. So it's actually Ghana. But, well, the reason is because, I mean, the way it's prepared, like, don't ask me how, but like, there's a thorough, like, preparation for that. And it's not just, just rice being thrown in the pan with sauce and stuff. It's like, there's a thorough, like, have you had Ghana jollof before?
I've had both. I've had Ghanaian. I've
only
had
had
Nigerian. I'm not gonna lie, the Nigerian.
That's the only one I had.
She was probably dating a Nigerian guy.
Ooh, you was dating a Nigerian guy?
I had an ex who was Nigerian. I'm not gonna lie. His
Okay, so
mom
he was
did
right,
make
Kwame.
That's what I'm
jollof
saying.
He was right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that, it's like the
Exactly.
relationship.
She's biased.
That's all I had. Like,
You're biased.
that's my only experience.
Did you end up wearing his like soccer jersey, his favorite
Oh,
soccer
no, we weren't
team
gonna do
too?
all that.
All right, let me pick Beyoncé. Of course.
Of
Love.
course.
Hashtag like it.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, there's no like there's no even a reason. Like she is, for you to be able to be that person and have everything else, the family, like the number one hits, like people take what she does for granted. Even like people that we consider not even working hard, like that we think are, and I'm not going to mention names, obviously, we think they're just like celebrities for no reason. They actually put in a lot of work. And how much more Beyonce just like crushing it and still maintaining the family. And, I saw her like daughter at Soho one time and she was just in and out. Like she didn't have time. And this was like right after the tour, or maybe I think it was in between the tours, but I don't remember. But she was just in and out. It shows the discipline, so.
Thank you, Beyonce, by the way. Thank you, Beyonce.
Just thank you for being you. Okay. Do 2 more.
Get ready with me videos. To be honest, I didn't really know what that meant for the GRWN.
Are you on TikTok?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're not chronically online. Got it.
No, but I just I actually really like it because you can kind of explain a garment that wouldn't necessarily be seen on just photos. Because, photos don't really show how something is, if there's elastic in it, or if it's,
the movement, how it works on you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I really like that. So it's a like for me.
Have you made any?
No, I haven't.
We gotta get you to make a great. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
You know what? I'm usually in and out. I'm like,
really?
wearing my outfit and I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. That's me. I'm running late everywhere I go.
Did I pick 2 at a time?
Let's hope it's a spicy one.
Let's hope you didn't get that.
Situationship.
Do you like it?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like everybody. Yeah, I like it.
That's so real of you.
The toxic
That is so real. Toxic Ghanaian king.
He said he like ghosted every situation.
No, but well, hold on. Before I answer that, can you explain what a situationship?
Okay, well, let's ask you. What is your definition of a situationship?
Well, I think it is a gray area. In my opinion, like I probably don't know. Maybe I haven't been in LA long enough to know that. But I feel like it is a gray area between a friendship and a relationship, right? Like that gray area, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
I think
a friends with benefits.
Friendship, yeah.
I think
it's more like the talking stage, like pre-relationship.
Right. Pre-relationship.
Where you don't know what to call that person.
Right.
But that's good, right?
No, but I think it's like a step down from this. Like it's post-talking stage, but pre-relationship. We're in that like gray area.
You're in that sweet spot where you feel like a significant other, but you don't have the title yet.
Yeah.
That's why it's situationship.
Right.
But also, I feel like there's always some like lack of reciprocity. So like somebody might not like the other person for real.
I mean, isn't that every relationship?
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be split equal 50-50.
Right.
I think someone's always going to like somebody a little bit more. That's just reality.
Yeah, that's just every relationship. And I feel like if you're in it just for like a good reason, you would like it would work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like so situationship is actually really good.
Okay.
He's like, if it works, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it usually does.
I think these ones
Man, I should have not. What is this? Saying elite first?
Oh, saying I love you first. Would you say I love you first?
I mean, not really.
Okay,
it's just a very
so you got to put the no up. He said, nah.
He's not saying I love you.
He's not feeling that.
Well, like if you love the person, because for me, like I have a very different relationship, or I have a very different meaning of love. I feel like it is for me. It's more like you have to really be like you have to love people, and not because you are in a relationship with them. You know, you have to just genuinely love them, and then you can now be in a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because if before and after the relationship, what happens? Like, if, you know, like right now, if you're no longer dating the person, then it's become, oh, I hate you. I can't even. Yeah. But it shouldn't be like that. You should love them and not think of, oh, I only love you because I'm in a relationship with you.
Yeah, you can fall out of love with somebody and still love them as a person.
Right.
And it doesn't have to turn to a hateful situation.
Right.
Agreed.
And mic drop on that.
Well, you know what? I think
it looks like he wants to do some more.
Oh, you want to do some more? Yeah,
No, not this last one.
What's that one? Okay, last one.
New York City.
Oh, okay. Well, you live there, so you should have good perspective.
God, no.
Tell the truth. Hold up your card.
It's this and that. 50-50.
Okay.
Right. And I'm just being honest. Okay. I feel like New York, there's just a lot of people in New York. And I feel like everybody is just like this, like everyone is moving so fast, and everybody like a contact is everything. So you find a lot of people in New York, just like, you know, there's just a lot of gatekeep energy. There's a lot of like, you know, this is my contact. You can't, you know, and it's like, the truth is, if you're like, what's meant to be will be. Like, you don't need to, you know, guard. And that's like one of the things that like, for like New York, there's too much competition when you don't need it, you know, it's not necessary. And that's why that's the reason why New York is and then also I love New York because there's just that energy that you cannot find anywhere. It's like you're in New York and all of a sudden you want to, you know, you just want to go on and just like talk to people.
Do anything.
Right. Because you feel like you can do anything. So it has that love, hate, you know, so it's a situationship.
Okay. Yeah. So which one are you picking then, New York or LA?
And make sure you hold it up so the world knows.
Really? Yeah. As a New Yorker, I'm offended.
No, I'm picking LA too.
Right.
Really? Oh, New York?
Yeah, we all.
Where are you from?
We all moved from New York.
Yeah, just because all right. I guess I did move.
We all left.
So to be honest, I keep getting this, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, if you're a good designer, you should be in New York. But I'm like, why can't can I be a good designer and like a nice weather?
Right. Yes,
Why?
you can.
Right.
You can be a good designer and be at peace.
Right.
Exactly.
Why do you have to choose one. Yeah, and you can go to New York whenever.
I think New York people are just very competitive. Like, they hate that we have good weather. Like, and they're like, oh my God, LA. But it's like,
and
it's
have you
amazing.
realized that is the only place that when you, like, if you're in New York and you tell someone you live in LA, they're like, oh.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's all my friends now. They're like, why would you move to LA?
Yeah.
Like,
But then, like, you will never say, like, if you're in LA and you tell somebody you're going to New York, they're like, oh.
They're like, that's so
Yeah,
fun.
I know, yeah.
Go
So it's
shopping.
like, it is more of like they're trying to put,
well,
they're
you know
trying to
what
tell
I
who
think?
they really are,
I
right?
think that New York has the energy, like you were talking about, the people, the authenticity, like that's irreplaceable. But LA has the vibes, like it has the weather, the views, the beach.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like pick your poison. Like, which one do you
Right.
prefer more?
I think bicoastal is the right answer.
Yeah, bicoastal's the way.
Right,
Bicoastal's
yeah.
Take care of
the
what
way.
you got to take care of there and live here.
Right. LA also has this, this too.
It's things,
So,
it's
yeah.
things.
That was so much fun.
That was fun. Snap, snap, snap.
Let's
Good
go.
answers. Good answers.
All right. Well, I think that deserves a toast.
I know. And we are so happy to have you here. So let's hope that this doesn't take off my head. And woo! That was smooth. Okay. Kwame, this is for you, of course. Woo!
Yeah, thank you.
Just a little bit. Thanks.
Let's go. Beautiful.
Okay, cheers. Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Thank you so
for coming
much
on
for
Like It or
having
Not.
me.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Loosen us up a little bit before the intense questions.
So you were telling us a little bit about the inspiration and how that came from your African culture living back in Ghana. So just tell us a little bit more about that.
So, like saying, we're trying to introduce the African cut to the fashion industry. And it is something that, like basically part of the reasons why it's hard for curvy women to find clothing is because, there is not, or, there's not the idea of an African cut hasn't been really introduced into the fashion industry. But we do know the Italian cut, we know the Asian cut.
For sure.
We know the the European cut. But why is it that there's a whole continent of people that there's no direct representation for, for what they wear or for their body type? And a cut is only because it's a body type. It's not a cut. It doesn't, they were not making the clothes in isolation. They were making the clothes with the human body in mind. So if by that definition, there was supposed to be, a whole continent with people, specific type of body shape in mind. So if you're curvy, that's why it's hard for you to, find clothing. So when I moved here, I decided to put that to the forefront of, the brand and whatever I'm doing. And, when I say the African cut, I find, non-Africans that well, can I wear it? But the interesting thing is maybe I find like a white person asking me, well, or even an African or even Black American asking me, well, can I wear it if I'm not an African? And I'm like, well, but you're wearing an Asian brand, you're in my store.
Yeah,
wearing an
you
Asian
don't
brand.
think twice about
Right.
it.
Then you don't think twice about
Till
it.
it comes to Africa, yeah.
Till it comes, and I get it because it's a touchy subject, for people because it hasn't been introduced.
Exactly.
Right. Because it's new. So I believe that that's one of the, the reasons why the brand is successful is because we're catering for this curvy body. I'm not saying plus size.
Yeah.
You can be slim, thick, and, you will still not find your size in a Eurocentric brand, Eurocentric house. Right. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, shout out to you and thank you so much for dressing us. What are the names of these beautiful dresses we're wearing today?
So this is the Casey dress.
Yes, the Casey dress.
And this is the Carol dress.
And they're so
Forgot for a
cute.
second.
I have 3 sisters. I'm the only guy. That alone would set you right because you know how, having siblings are, they will not, let you scot-free with any bad.
Are you the youngest, oldest? You're the youngest.
Youngest
You're
of
the
three
baby?
sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they will not let it slide. If you do something that isn't good, the cut is off, they'll just tell you straight, I'm not going to wear this. This doesn't fit right. And even just growing up in Ghana, women don't come to, so let me just give you a little background of what I was doing. So I started off with just custom clothing. I did that for almost 8 years. just straight custom clothing. So you'd find people would bring me like 2 or 3 yards of fabric that they bought from the market. It would be like, hey, can you make me look like, they'll show you a photo of either Beyonce or Rihanna. And
that's who everybody wants to look like.
Right. I'm trying to look like them now.
Right. But funny enough, like they probably don't have the same body measurements as them, but you got to make them look like that. So, and obviously you can't tell them that, no, you can't do it, because it'll take somebody that will tell them they can do it and you lose out on the money. So I had to just, keep it going. Make it work. So, and in Ghana, like women don't say, oh, I'm going to lose weight before I would wear your clothing. No. If you make something that doesn't fit them or they don't look like Beyonce, you're a terrible designer. You need to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You're so bad.
It's over for you.
It's over for you. And they'll tell everybody.
Yeah.
So you better
don't go to him.
Don't go to him. Lord.
Right.
So the stakes were high.
Yeah.
Really high. And, so that would set you right. That would set you off in the, on the right path as a designer. So, yeah.
Is that one of the main differences you feel like having designed in Ghana and New York and LA? Like, does each city you've lived in inspire you in a different way or take you a different creative route?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, because people are very important. And one of the places I draw inspiration is from just people living their lives and watching the creases in their garments. Because a crease in a garment is very highly, it is highly inspirational. Like you can see someone sitting down wearing an outfit, and even the way they adjust, especially women, when they wear something, the way they would adjust it when they're sitting down, that right there, if you freeze it in time and you just make the pattern to that shape, you have a hit garment, but people don't think about that because I don't know why. I guess, when you're designing because you need to, this is your only, way to actually maybe survive or to thrive, you think, and I feel like with limited resources growing up, it actually pushes you to be a designer.
Yeah.
And a creative and not, let's just fly out to Aspen and do a shoot. When you can create Aspen in your own home. That's when you create, because you can't afford to go out there, so just watching the way somebody wants to be represented when they're sitting down and making that look last forever is a moneymaker. So it's a no-brainer that I do see it, like, I want this top.
Yeah.
I already know you want this top because whenever you sit down, you try to recreate that look. So imagine you having that forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when you think about because I noticed that word you said, survival, how does that fuel your creativity and link that to the way you grew up? Take us back to what it's like growing up in Accra, Ghana.
Right. So I grew up, next to landfills where there's a lot of some of your old computers. I mean, I'm sure you're wondering where they ended up. Anything plastic, of course, it's not gonna decay. So we
stuck there.
Right. So those things are shipped to the third world countries. So I grew up next to it, literally. So just growing up there and me being very mindful of how I'm gonna make clothes, because clothing is one of the number one contributors to that sort of landfill, right? So it's how do I make clothes that would not end up there? Right. So there's a very conscious effort when it comes to designing. The way that affects my clothing is the most sustainable way or the most sustainable thing to do when it comes to clothing design is just making the clothes that people would wear, actually wearing and have it forever. That's number one. And then also there's a few things where it's I don't make clothes for it to be worn because it's a trend. I actually listen to the clientele and I satisfy that need. Yeah. So it's not a trendy garment. You just don't know why you have it. You just love it. You don't know why, because it doesn't look like anything and it's not a trend. So it's that.
It's
really,
staples.
Yeah.
Right. I know sustainability is so important to you.
Right.
Dead stock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your brand's all about function meets flattery, right?
Right. Yeah. So there's also the functionality aspect of it, which the garments are really functional. it's not something that you would like. If I can put a pocket somewhere, I will.
Yeah, I love that. Because I'm all about being cozy and cute.
Also, pockets are like, I hate fake pockets when I get clothes. That is like why even fake us out? Like, why even put this here in the first place?
Right.
So tell me about like your personal style.
It has to be functional, of course, because and also being like a male designer, making clothes for everybody, like it like seeps into that because I need to have pockets, obviously. And like, I don't think about handbags. I'm not going to be like, oh, they don't need pocket. They'll just carry handbags around. No, it's like, I think about all of that. And, so my personal style is very comfortable. I want to wear something that doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything, like I don't want to, because I'm walking around a lot and I'm having a lot of things. I'm making a lot of decisions. I don't want to have to feel like I'm wearing heavy pants or heavy shirt. That shit. Yeah. And I want to throw it on. My personal style is just throw something on and look good and don't have to think about it.
Cozy vibes.
Not really cozy. It's like it's very practical and very functional, right? But yet it's very flattering because I play with shapes, I play with lengths, I play with.
I see you have texture today. Yeah,
right,
very much.
Right. Yeah. So if I look good,
if I feel good, I look good. So could you tell us, I guess, if there's any piece you've made, whether it's one we're wearing or in general, that has a special story or meaning to you?
Yeah. So we have this cage jacket that that you saw in the store. It wasn't leather. Or it isn't leather. It is very special to me because that cut is like something that I kind of, even though they're like seams in it, it's a special thing because I draped it in a way that we draped our traditional outfit. Also, there's a dress called the Katyn dress.
Oh, I saw that one online.
Right. Yeah. It is from, the way we drape our kente. I don't know if you've seen our traditional outfit. Yeah, the way we drape it. And I kind of like draped like a lycra fabric to kind of molded it to represent that same, like, so it looks exactly like that, but in a very fitting and sexy way.
Like fashion forward. Yeah.
Right, fashion forward. So it is a mono strap as well, like a mono sleeve. And it has the sort of like draping that the excess fabric just drapes on your arm with our traditional outfit. So definitely. And it's also very practical. You can run into the room if you want to.
So when it comes to designing, do you have like a creative routine or something that helps get you in that headspace, ready to work?
I wish I did.
You don't like play music,
you just sit down, boom,
you just
boom,
sit down
boom.
and just get to work?
No. Like there's also, there's like, I don't believe in it, but it happens. There's a creative block. I don't believe in it, but it does happen.
Yeah. Right. No, creative block is very real.
Right.
Very real.
Yeah, it like does happen. So sometimes like you're in a space where you can't really like, you want to do something, but you can't do it.
How do you get unstuck when you're in those moments?
There's so many ways, to be honest. And there's so many ways that you can forget it. So sometimes you just got to just do it or be playing around with a piece of fabric, but you just got to not sit around and wait.
Right. Yeah. Don't take too long.
No, like force yourself to push through.
You got to force yourself. Sometimes you got to force the brain. And sometimes too, you just like wake up in the middle of the night and just sketch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever you feel inspired, you just have to get it down on paper right then and there.
Right.
Yeah.
Some things cannot be translated on paper. Some things has to be translated on the mannequin first before you even do it on paper. And some sketches you can't, some designs you can't capture it in a sketch. You can sketch it so maybe you wouldn't forget it, but the details, you have the sketch, but if the finished product, totally different from what it looked like on the sketch. And I sketch, like I illustrate. But so, yeah, it's just sometimes what like you had in mind and the finished product is totally different. I actually went to school. I did a whole fashion school in Ghana. And then I started my brand. The first brand I started was under my mom's name. Yeah.
Charlotte Privé.
Yeah, Charlotte Privé. Thank you. Yeah. And then I did that for some time. And then I moved to the US almost 4 years ago. And then I started the brand Kwame Adusei under my name.
That's so amazing. So having had all that growth, how does it make you feel to go from like being in Ghana, being that kid who like literally grew up near landfills to now having people like Beyoncé, Harvey, Kylie Jenner wear your clothes? Like, how does that make you feel?
Like, can I be honest?
Be honest.
Yes.
You don't feel anything.
What? That is too real.
like it is like, have you ever walked past a house that you're like, man, if I had this house, or if I had this car in this house, I would be like, yeah, all my haters will know.
And then you get to that moment.
My ops know.
But it's like the journey and the work that you put in, you don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like there's so much growth and there's so much pressure, and there's real things happening to you that you don't even, like, you forget
all the work that it took to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you probably need to hire like somebody to remind you. But oh, do you remember that?
Remember, you were there.
Remember, at some point, it was just a thought. It was just a dream. A manifestation, and now it's your reality.
Right.
So,
like, I remember saying to somebody like, "Yo, I remember when I moved here, I was walking on like Rodeo, and I was asking the price of the stores. I mean, which is,
the price of the stores?
How much was the price of the stores?
Right. It's like, it was crazy. Imagine this African kid walking around calling them like, hey, can you tell me the price of this?
They're like $17 million.
Yeah, but then it's like, and then I'll be like, yo, if I had this store, yeah, like everybody in Ghana would know, right next to Gucci.
You'd be that guy back in Ghana, huh?
Right.
Which I'm sure you are. Come on.
No, you definitely are.
Yeah, but then like, you don't even, it's like, you don't get to live that life that you thought you like. There's just real things happening. You're getting calls about real stuff. So you're like,
So which one do you feel like you've enjoyed more? The journey to get there, to get here, or the destination?
Oh, to be honest, I am really enjoying my journey because like it's not even about they will know type of idea. It's more about like just finding real and genuine people that I'm connecting with and building a community with. And it's just amazing. It's like real family that I'm just meeting along.
Yeah, I remember I read somewhere it said that like you prioritize community and then you built the brand from the community. Yeah. What does that mean as someone who wants to create a brand?
So basically, one of the things I tell people, and I'll just answer that, is because you cannot, like, a brand is a family, or fashion is like family business, basically, right? You cannot build like a brand with the idea of like, oh, I'm just going to be the only one building, because it is bigger than one person. It is like you need a community around you. You need a family around you. So building that first, what I was trying to say was you build the community or you build a family and the family builds you the brand. It's not you building your own brand, because you can't do that. There's so many things there's so many moving parts that, you just probably end up in jail, man. It's just, it is really crazy.
Yeah, so, it's a full transition.
Yeah, it is. And one of the things that people do not really consider is a fashion brand is a family business. It only thrives if it's a family business, because you do have that curvy cousin, you have that like skinny niece, you have that short brother, or and it's like if you make clothes to suit all of them, that means you're making clothes to suit a lot of people. And that is the success of your brand. But most people just want to, I'll just make what I make, and if you like it, you buy it. That's just anyone that says that, you can tell the success of their brand.
Yes.
So what does your family think about all your success now?
Yeah, they don't really care. I'm kidding.
They're like, send me the new collection.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be a fan.
Yeah, you're right. My sister's like, oh, it's my birthday coming up, so.
Oh, so she needs a birthday dress?
I mean, she has
Which one are you recommending for her?
I mean,
custom.
My sister is very, she likes to dress up.
Okay.
Are they in America now too, or still in Ghana?
They're like in and out. They don't really like to stay here. America is too much pressure. That's one thing people don't talk about. We say it all the time. America has a lot of pressure, but it's not we don't talk about it, or at least the people living outside of the U.S., you don't hear that. You hear, oh yeah, it's just cool, and it's, you can make it. You can,
the American dream.
The American dream.
But it's
everybody's a millionaire.
Right.
It comes with so much pressure.
It does. Yeah. Even when I feel like you're from America, it comes with pressure.
But like if you live here,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, But if you don't live here, and
if you go to Europe, you see their biggest responsibility for the day is just to
eating and living,
drink some wine, eat some food, chill out. I'm like, I could live like this.
They don't work 5 days.
No, they don't.
They work,
and you better not be working on a Sunday.
Right. To be honest with you, I want them to feel like they can do anything. I don't want them to feel restricted. I don't want them to feel like, they're not that person.
Mm-hmm.
So
that girl.
So
that girl, period.
They just feel like that, because there's nothing you cannot do in a Kwame dress. It's hard not to look sexy in a Kwame dress. I mean,
very hard. Very, very hard.
Okay, so I have kind of a fun one. If you could collaborate with any person, artist, designer, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, man. Pat McGrath.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Are you
Call my
kidding?
ex-Pat.
And it actually wouldn't be like hey, look at me just.
No, pitch
put in
yourself.
my-
Talk to the camera right now.
Yeah.
Tell Pat what you want to do with her.
Shout out, Pat.
Yeah. It wouldn't necessarily be, a fashion show. I just want to just get to know her and, build something that people don't necessarily that she doesn't do on the regular, I just want us to just level on a very deep, level or whatever it is. And then we can be able to build something.
You want to connect with her as a person first.
As a person.
Yeah.
And then we can be able to, or maybe not even collab, just
vibe.
Pat, he just wants to be your friend.
He
Just wants to be your friend,
Get
Pat.
us in the room and we're good.
Right. I just want to hang out.
Yeah,
man.
obviously.
I loved what she did for, it was artisanal collection for Maison Margiela when she did the porcelain face.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it, I didn't know it was Pat when I first saw the show, and I was like, this is a whole nother level.
Yeah, no.
And it was trending the next day. And I remember all the makeup gurus were trying to figure out how Pat McGrath did that porcelain look.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, guys, don't tell her secrets. This is her proprietary thing. The makeup girls literally had it the next day on their videos. I was but Pat's work is insane.
Yeah.
So I want to hang out with Pat too. Let
Yeah.
me know.
I think she'd be really fun to
Yeah,
hang
that'd
out
be
with,
dope.
just vibe.
Yeah. So which brand do you think is the most overhyped right now? If you had to pick one.
Ooh.
And you do have to pick one.
Overhyped?
Yeah, overhyped.
Can you explain that?
Okay, so overhyped just meaning all right, it's not really giving what everybody's making it seem like it's giving.
So you're the one saying that.
No. I mean, you tell me what you think overhyped means too, but I see overhyped as maybe a Supreme. I don't know, something that is just all right. We're good.
So are you asking overhyped with a price or overhyped with just the brand in general?
Whatever it means to you.
Man, I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's a lot because there's a lot of creative directors that are the designers or at the helm of the brands.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that just brings, the overhyped thing that you're talking about because these are Instagram or social media gurus that are heading a brand. So obviously they're gonna they're gonna show you something that a real designer cannot be able to show you because they don't even know how to take a photo.
So which brand are you talking about?
There's a lot. I mean, I can't.
Okay, hold on. Just tell us about it.
I'll be.
We'll edit it out.
Who is it?
I'll be hyping them if I say it.
Well, shoot. I mean, free promo. All promos, good promo.
I can actually think about one off the top of my head because they don't really exist in my mind.
Yeah.
I just see them and I'm like, I just see them and I'm like, man, why is this brand picking this person that isn't really a designer, because also the consumers that are being affected because they're just telling you what to buy and what and basically people like us, it just makes it harder for us to tell a story because we now have to do what they're doing to be able to capture the consumer's attention, which is not necessary because it's we don't pin any clothes when we're doing fitting or when we're doing e-com. What you see is what you get. But then some of these brands, they put all kinds of, pins and adjustment just to get a clean photo. And then when you get the products, it doesn't actually fit the way it's supposed to fit. It fits terribly.
I've seen that a lot.
Right. So then it's then it just gives us a bad name. And it's people don't want to order online and all of that. And it's
Well, honestly, I kind of miss the days of shopping in person. I feel like everything is online now. And I'm always like, dang, why can't we just go back to the days where I could walk through and just shop in person?
That's why we actually opened a store. Because for us, the pieces wouldn't necessarily translate you know, because we're not, we're not an influencer brand. We're not paying somebody. Like, we don't pay people to do marketing. We don't do influencer
It's
marketing.
organic.
It's organic. Like, we don't do marketing at all. So the growth of the brand is just purely organic. And if people walk into the store, they're like, and we just tell them, please just try the clothes because, you know, it's different. And they try it. And I mean, I feel bad for whoever tries on the clothes.
Why? Why do you feel bad?
Because, like, you know, you're just going to be a client forever.
Exactly. You're in the family now.
Yeah. I don't really believe in trends. I feel like it's hot because that's what everybody's wearing, and they'll end up in an African country where it's a land, you know, it is on a landfill. So I don't really look at that because in this industry, to be honest, you got to just keep your head down and just keep going. You know, like what other people do, you shouldn't be really concerned with that. Else you're just going to go crazy.
Yeah, I feel like you've created something that's so interesting and unique. So let's say someone wants to create like the next It Girl brand. Like you did that, I feel like, by almost being like counterculture, just by being so true to yourself. But how would you, or what advice would you give to someone who wanted to do something like you?
I mean, we like talk about this, like you can't give a general advice, else you end up.
Give advice to like Kid Kwame.
Yeah.
What would you tell Kid
younger
Kwame?
you?
Man, it's two advice, right? Kid Kwame, in like a reckless version, I would be like, forget about everything, do marketing. But I would just say that, you know, like exactly what I'm doing, just build a community, have fun, like just, you know, just take a day at a time. And everything is going to fall in place. It's like the whole Jay-Z, you know, and other rappers kind of story, right? Jay-Z has been able to keep it consistent and for a very long time. He's still riding a wave. Is like you never hear some crazy tattoos and all of that. Because it's all about, because at some point it's about gimmick, right? Like you never see that, you know, clean, just keep going at the same pace.
Yeah.
You know, he never overhypes anything.
Yeah.
It's just the same pace, but he's been relevant for a long time.
Yeah.
And all of these, you know, the gimmick rappers, they just die off.
Just die off.
Yeah, they just like go and die off. And I don't want to mention it, I'm sure you guys know. Right. So it's like, would you rather be a Jay-Z or one of these, you know, because
like another little somebody.
Right. Yeah. Because then it's like, let your work speak for itself. Let your music speak for itself. Right. Don't throw in the gimmicks.
Yeah.
Because it would like.
How do you avoid the gimmicks? Like, how do you maneuver that?
It's hard because it's like people are like you can tell that person is just doing all they can, just, and it's like people are excited about it, you know, and then the concerts are like packed. You just have to kind of have the community that's keep reminding you that you're not like that. You know, like this is not who you are, and you're not, you know, you don't need all of that.
Yeah, like
all
longevity versus infamy. Yeah. I feel like is what's at the heart of it.
Yeah, and I think that's also the beauty of community, right? Like they would, like you need someone to tell people that they can tell you that, you know, no.
So you've been in LA how long? 2 years now, right?
No,
or longer?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
I've been here.
Yeah. So you feel like you found your community here, like you're settled.
No, I literally found my community the first week.
Oh, really?
Wait, where and how and how? Because like I need to find my community. We also just moved here.
Yeah. We're both from New York. Just moved here a few months ago.
All right, I'll just tell you this. If you want to build or if you want to find a real community in LA, you just have to be very authentic. And you have to put yourself out there. Do not hold back or do not be, you know, because I know sometimes we get in our heads, so we're very like, man, who do you think you are? Everybody
thinks they're the flyest.
Right. But it's like I can say amongst all my friends, I'm the most vulnerable. And I'm the one that they always make fun of. But the truth is that has gotten me so far. Because it's like, yeah, you laugh at me about, you know, maybe I couldn't pronounce something and you just laugh about me.
Oh, that is cute. Yeah. You probably speak more languages than them. So,
But it's like, it doesn't really matter because we're in the US. Like, nothing matters. Everything is, you know, this is the World Cup, right?
Till we find out if Kamala wins, nothing matters.
Right. Nothing matters outside of the U.S. Yeah. If you're in the U.S., you're in the world. So just knowing that and, you know, but basically just being vulnerable. Just like being vulnerable is a good thing.
Where did you learn to be so vulnerable? Or is that just always you as a person?
No, not really. Like I've always been, like on the like basketball team. I've always been vulnerable. No, but I had to survive when I moved out here. And it's like, how else are you going to find people? And people already look at you funny. Like if you're from a different place, they look at you and they defer. They can tell you're African. Yeah. And then they just laugh and stuff like that. But it's like that in itself there's a story, and there's something to be said about that. And it's like when you look at, like an African just coming from wherever they're from and their journey, it's very real. And we just kind of like, sometimes either laugh or we just say, oh, that's just them. But you got it. There's actually a lot to be learned from that story. And there's a lot for you to, like I have too many friends. Yeah. I have to avoid them.
Is there you think there's a thing as too many friends?
No. I mean, like what I'm trying to say is I have a lot of friends, and I'm not from here. Mm-hmm. I don't even sound like,
I think it's almost cooler that you're not. Cause I think,
because it means you have a story.
Yeah, like people want to get to know people who are interesting and different. And
but
so
it didn't used to be cool. But that's the thing. Like it didn't used to be cool. Like unless, now that like, okay, I'm a designer and, and I have a store, whatnot. So it's like, okay, now it's interesting. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, you walk up to somebody, they're like, sure. Yeah. And it's real. But it's like, this is what I say. I say, always find an immigrant friend and be really close to them. Because you will learn a lot and you pick and just know how to relate to I'm not saying relate to the story, but just be more, what's the word? Just do not think in your mind that, well, this is you and I'm different. Mm-hmm. Like
find the similarities
and actually feel for what they're going through. It's not a joke. Yeah. Like that person lived their lives. They also matter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They left everything that they know and everything that they have because they're in a different country to make it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about, you're in LA from New York. No, it's a different conversation. Mm-hmm. You're making it, you're sending money home, however situation that you were in, it goes deep. Yeah. So it's not like that person is different and like he's not me and I'm this and I was born here. There's a lot that, there's a lot that we can learn. Mm-hmm. And it's not just an African immigrants, like anybody that comes from a different place, they're literally living the American dream faster. Mm-hmm. Than the people that are born here. So it's like, well, how do I learn from these people? And how do I pick the good things that I can like, oh, wait, how do they do this? Because they're cleaning jobs. They're working the cleaning jobs and they're still building houses.
With a smile on their face and happy and appreciative and grateful.
And have a mansion back home.
Yeah, literally.
and have a mansion back home.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, they do. They really do. So, yeah.
Well, I have a fun one. Okay, so let's say you could read any person's DMs for one day. Whose DM would you want to read?
Man. To be honest, Rihanna.
I knew you were going to say that because I was going to say that.
Is she your like celebrity crush or something?
No. I mean, I'm African. We don't have that.
What does that mean?
You have no crushes?
No, it's like, is it how you like someone you don't? Is the middle. Like, but basically, it's like, I think she's really cool and she's very intentional. Like she knows where she's going. Mm-hmm. And I just like people like that. Like, I just want to know the move she's making.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's got some good ones in there.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine?
Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Right. And she's worth what? Over $1 billion?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I want to get that. I want to know.
I'm sure there's some amazing stuff, but I'm sure there's also some weirdos in there too.
I mean, of course, but you're gonna,
But like the good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Those actually get like in the requests.
Oh yeah.
And whoever invented the request on Instagram, shout out to
the
ghost. You did that, babes.
It's a girl.
Oh. Ooh.
It's definitely.
You think who made the request page?
I think is a girl because she probably knew
creepy guys was gonna.
Yeah. That actually makes sense. I actually need to look into that.
I feel like creepy men wouldn't be like, I'm going to make a folder where I'm going to end up. Like, it was a girl.
Yeah.
That's for the people who will send you like message after, hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing?
You know, I never had that. Maybe I'm not looking that hard. I've never had that. I heard people get
Check
messages.
your message. When's the last time you checked your message request?
Not this year.
Okay, yeah,
Not
just
this year.
check. I'm sure you have some stories in there.
I be getting like messages like, "Hey, check DM." I'm like, I'm definitely not. I'm not checking DMs for this.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a journey and meeting you guys, especially being in the store. You didn't make it.
I know. I have to come check it out.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe, girl.
I was working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come next time.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Let's just make it a thing. But thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate this. I don't take it
Thank
for
you
granted
so
at
much
all.
for coming.
Thanks.
We really appreciate like everything that you said, especially like the advice that you gave from like where you came to where you are now. It's so important that we know like people don't just end up being Kwame Adusei. You don't just end up with, you know, a store in Hollywood. It's really something that you spend years, so much time and it's a labor of love. So it's amazing getting to know like how you got there.
It's not Hollywood, by the way. It's West Hollywood.
It's West Hollywood.
Okay.
My bad, y'all. Make sure you come
put
to
some respect
what?
on it.
Put some respect on it. It's West
on
Hollywood.
it.
I'm new here.
Yeah, I have to show you around.
Yeah,
the
we're
African
brand
way.
new.
Because I don't know the difference between West Hollywood, Beverly
Maybe
Hills.
you know any good
no, it's a
Ghanaian
big
spots?
difference.
Because I've been looking for a good Jamaican spot and I have not.
Oh
found
wait,
it.
I found one. We
did?
jamming.
For
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
Okay,
jamming.
I gotta check it
Yeah, I
out.
love We Jamming. That's actually a client of mine. Antoinette is the GOAT.
She's a go.
Period.
Okay,
And the
good.
curry goat is
Oh,
slamming.
yes.
That's what's gonna seal the deal. That's what's gonna seal the deal.
You need to try the jerk chicken too.
And the curry chicken patty.
Man, she knows too much.
Oh,
I'm Jamaican. I'm
She's been here
Jamaican.
for-
yeah.
Oh.
You've been here a little bit longer.
We're
Yes,
both
so we're both
Jamaican.
Jamaican. That's why I'm looking for the good food.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. We jamming.
We jamming? Okay,
We jamming.
that's
They
just-
own the whole block actually, low key. Like they own.
That's what I'm saying, Antoinette.
Okay, amazing. Well, we are so happy to have you. And signing off, I'm Kay Easy.
And Brianna Kay. Hey besties, let's take a moment. Did you know that 78% of you watching right now aren't subscribed? I know, it's surprising, but here's why it matters. We pour our heart, energy, and style into creating high quality and inspiring content for you. Content that's all about leveling up, staying inspired, and making your dreams happen. By hitting subscribe and turning on that notification bell, you're not just joining our community. You're helping us grow, innovate, and keep delivering the kind of content that brings value to your day. So if you've been loving the journey so far, take a second to subscribe. It's quick, it's free, and it makes all the difference. Let's keep building something amazing together here on #LikeItOrNot.